June 17th, 2024. Post Kenworth Truck Parade.
Yes.
For those who were on the parade route and saw us here and there, we appreciate you shouting out. I can't tell you how many times I heard Litter Media or Dan Ramey while going through the parade route. And if it wasn't while I was walking, it was when I was riding in the golf cart way before the parade began. So,
and I think we're halfway through the year now.
We have reached the halfway point. Yes,
that's crazy.
Yes. So it's all downhill from here on out. In fact, weather-wise, it's going to be kind of a challenge, like going downhill. Speaking of the heat that we are expecting, we do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms. These will be the pop-up variety just due to the intense heat that we're expecting this week. Mostly sunshine, temperatures near 94. The heat indices as high as 100 most of this week. There's still a chance of showers before 8 o'clock tonight, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms possible in the afternoon tomorrow. But again, we're going to be hitting in the 90s and mostly upper 90s. I can't see from where the camera's positioned. Do you see 100 anywhere?
I don't see any 100s. I see a 98.
You see a 98? And he's not talking about the old boy band, 98 degrees. It is going to be the true tip. Never heard of them. These young kids. Coming up shortly, expect to see a lot of people sweating.
Yes.
Check on your elders this week. Make sure they're okay. You never know if there's no air conditioning. I was talking to somebody the other day. They don't have air conditioning. So they are depending upon the fan to circulate the warm air. So go check on these folks to make sure that they're okay during this heat. And if you can put a little pool together, go ahead and do that. I mean, like a wading pool of some sort, not a pool and bedding, anything like that. You don't do that, do you?
I don't know what you're saying right now.
Okay. All right. That's fine. We'll leave it right there. All right, coming up shortly, we'll take a look at what's happening in the world of sports, this date in history. But first, we'll look at news on the way next. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you've got an issue with the comfort in your home due to the heat, due to the air conditioners broke down, this is not the week for that to happen, right? You want to give a call to Accurate. Click on this ad on our website, littermedia.com, and it will take you right to AccurateHVAC.com to learn more about the services of Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. I was out and about at the Family Day event at Kenworth, and in their health pavilion they had set up was Haynes Total Health Care Center. And I saw Brandon Haynes working on some folks and giving them little scans of their bodies and so on and so forth. They've been doing this now for 50 years, taking care of your chiropractic, physical therapy needs, and nutritional needs as well. You want to find out more? When you see this ad at littermedia.com, click on it, and it takes you right to HaynesHealth.com for Haynes Total Healthcare Center. You'll find news on our website, littermedia.com. In fact, if you go and join us there today, you'll be able to follow along with some of these stories we're going to share with you, but not all of these stories are on our website. through our social media, as well as prescribed only for this program today, just like the 2024 Kenworth Truck Parade. You had the opportunity to take the cameras out and check it out. So your Grand Marshal for Saturday's Kenworth Truck Parade was 50-year employee Dan Murphy, who retired in May of this year. There he is on the old Kenworth from 1923. Dan came on board of the Chillicothe Kenworth on April 8th and 1974 when they started making these trucks, and then just retired this past May. So congratulations after 50 years. There's a look at the big crowd on what we would see on Water Street. We caught up with some of the drivers to ask them. We got a message from folks watching the parade.
Message from those watching. World's best. Saying the folks watching. The world's best, Kenworth.
I'm glad to see everybody out here. It's really amazing. Thank you.
It's a beautiful town. I'm impressed by how many people are here. It's unreal. And I smell food here too. It smells good.
Just had a super time here. It's a long way over here. Going to be a long way home, but we may be back.
Thank you, Chillicothe, and God bless America.
Hey man, this is a blast. Your town is awesome. It's awesome all these people come out. This doesn't happen very often. We really enjoyed it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Okay,
Brandon for life. Got the ring too.
It was cool to see all the fans are there waiting to see all the trucks come through. And as it got darker, you were seeing lights like this. What were your impressions? This is your first time to really be a part of it as a member of Litter Media.
My initial impression and the thought that I came away with was, man, these trucks are loud. The horns, I expected them to be loud. I didn't expect them to shatter my eardrums.
Yeah. Now, some of them are the air horn that you normally see on a truck. This one was the brightest.
Yeah.
It's a big tow truck. This is a truck that tows trucks right here. But some of them have put train horns on there as well. But this is the capper. It's the Mance Brothers Band from out of Nashville. They were fantastic last year. They were awesome again this year. And Paul Pollard, who runs the music for them, he did it last year. This year he had two of his guys from the recording workshop, Rec W, were up on the trailer, and they were coordinating everything there this year. But Paul said that was the first time he'd ever seen a band go through a parade playing like that.
Wow.
Now, back in the day, if you go to the Ross County Historical Society and the museum they have there, you'll see the Kingston band wagon. So there have been bands on wagons before.
Right.
But this was rather unique to see an accomplished band like this play through the parade.
Yeah.
So pretty
and
cool.
I told Dan before the show started that I think he should get a Litter Media tattoo on his forearm like that. Yeah. So 100 shares on this daily show, and Dan will do that.
Yeah, right. It might take 100,000 shares, maybe.
If we get 100,000 shares, will you get a Litter Media tattoo?
I think I'm one of the only people in the world that doesn't have a piercing, tattoo, or hair color. This is natural.
I have one of those things.
Yes. It's the tattoo.
It is the tattoo.
Yeah, he accomplished that.
Maybe I should get the Litter Media tattoo.
Yeah, maybe you should, since you've already ventured down that territory.
That's true.
Just don't have mom and dad yell at me about it, okay? All right, on to our next story. Chillicothe High School had several folks there to see 6 members inducted into the Distinguished Alumni Saturday. There you see he's actually a Distinguished Alumni member, speaking of Dave Blosser. But here's Mickey Donalds Timmons, Tamara Paul, Buzz Knowles, Paul Francis II, as well as our buddy Jerry Sally. Not able to be with us due to his passing back in 2019 was Richard Sonny Curtis, who in 1954 was a Chillicothe High School graduate. But you can see and hear what they have to say in these post-ceremony interviews that I had with them on our website story. Just go to littermedia.com. You'll see Chillicothe High School. Click on this, and it'll take you right to those interviews where you can learn more. 2024 Pickaway County Junior Fair royalty was crowned last night. And pictured left to right here, we have Annam Haven, who I believe is a Taze Valley kid. He's the King's attendant. Derek Yarnell. Now, I don't know anything about Derek as far as his group that he's involved with or what school he's associated with, but he is your king for this year. Ava Merritt, the queen, she's right there in the middle. She is from Taze Valley High School. Emma Cottle, the queen's attendant, also a Taze Valley product. And Isabella Capsule is the princess, and she just finished up at Logan Elm Middle School. I believe she's going to Logan Elm High School this year. Wow. So congratulations to those kids. I know that we have plans for Aaron to go up and see the events going on at the Pickaway County Fair this week. And sweat. He will perspire. Make sure you hydrate.
Yes.
And so maybe you'll catch up with those kids and find out a little bit more about them.
Maybe.
So, yeah, very cool to see those kids. Congratulations. And last night was the kickoff. Today is the first day of paid admission to the fair, and they've got a lot of stuff going on. You can find more details about them, I believe, on our website. Just go there. I have a link that will show you how to find their website to learn more and see their schedules and everything, too.
The Hemmings News Great Race will be rolling into Lancaster on Sunday, June 23rd around 12:30 p.m. Join in at South Broad Street, where more than 140 classic cars will gather for a lunch break during a 9-day, 2,300-mile journey from Owensboro, Kentucky to Gardner, Maine. And that's a long journey.
It is a long journey.
I didn't realize that was 2,300 miles.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. But you see, they got to work their way through the Allegheny Mountains and everything, and then go down through New York and all your way up along the eastern seaboard there. I will tell you also that the Race Across America bicycle race is underway. Also, I saw signs placed up on Route 50. So if you're out on Western Avenue today, you may see some of those as well if you're coming inbound to Chillicothe. That's just to remind you. These cars, you'll see them come through, and they'll go through without any issue. But the bike riders are a different situation, so you have to make sure you give them some room.
The History Channel's American Pickers plan to return to Ohio in August 2024. They're looking for leads throughout the state, specifically interesting characters with fascinating items. So maybe Dan Ramey is an interesting character.
Yeah.
Collectors interested in being considered for the show should reach out by phone at 646-493-2184 or email at americanpickers@cineflix.com. Mm-hmm. And you can see that information on this post.
And you were a little surprised by the production elements of these shows.
Because when you watch American Pickers, sometimes they are driving and they see something and they just think, oh, we'll pull off here and try to talk to them. And that's fake.
Well, you see the vehicle pull in. Well, there was a camera back here that was already positioned to capture that vehicle pulling in.
Right.
And then they magically appear in front of whoever the person is. So there's a lot of that editing that takes place. And I had a conversation with a fellow who was in a reality show at one point in time, and this was an outdoors survival show. And he said, now, don't tell anybody about this. Now, I think the statutes of limitations is beyond, so I'm going to reveal this, but he said some of those things I had to reenact, like sliding down one of those waterfall deals, because they didn't get it the first time.
Right.
So here's the guy in survival mode having to climb all the way back up to that waterfall again and do it one more time. So just because, I forgot to hit the record button. Can you do that again, please?
You want to hear a funny story about when I forgot to hit a record button?
Oh.
My best friend was proposing to his girlfriend, and he asked me to take pictures for him. And I successfully took pictures. But then when it came time to get down on one knee and propose, I thought I hit the record button to take a video. Mm-hmm. Didn't hit it. Or I hit it twice and it stopped.
So you, too, have had someone reenact something.
No, I didn't have him reenact it.
You didn't? You just said, man, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Every once in a while, I'll do an interview with somebody, and I'll say, okay, now I'll push record. And they're like, what are you talking about? Because I'm just messing with them.
Right.
But I have had instances in which I've done an interview, and I probably had one of the best Ohio State football interviews I had ever done in my life. And this was at the old, it's no longer around, Buckeye Hall of Fame Cafe. And we were having our pregame meal there before going on to Worthington for a football game. And there was Jim Lachey and the rest of the broadcast crew doing a show inside the Hall of Fame Cafe. And I said, hey, would you mind if we do a little interview with you? And we'll use it as our halftime segment for the Cavalier broadcast we're doing. Sure, no problem. Jim came over, sat at a table. We had this nice conversation. Randy Davies, who was just here last week, he was our sideline reporter at the time, and he said, let's listen to this interview. And I said, yeah, the cassette deck's right there behind you. He pulls it out of the case, and he says, Dan, did you push pause on this? I said, well, at some point, I'm sure I did. And he says, because it appears to be on pause with the play and record buttons pushed down as well. I forgot to lift pause to record the interview.
Wow.
Probably one of the best interviews I'd ever done.
Yeah.
That got nowhere.
Devastating.
So
now, I think I was more upset that I didn't get the video than the couple was. Because, I mean, it's not like they were going to go back and watch that all the time.
Yeah, but everybody wants, thanks to social media these days, you want to be able to capture that moment.
Right. I got good pictures of the moment.
My biggest fear would have been, what if she said no?
She knew it was coming.
You would have got all that. That would have been, and it would have been one of those million hits on, TikTok or something.
Right.
She said no. All right, Bark in the Park is coming up soon. This usually takes place in summer. August 31st is still in summer, and this is a big fundraiser, one of the biggest fundraisers that the Ross County Humane Society has each year, and Giovanni's Pizza helps out with this too. So if you can help out, there's information here on this poster, but if you go to rosscountyhumanesociety.org, you will find more details about this event.
Yeah. Circleville Eagles 685 and SKP presents the Boogie on the Blacktop with Gypsy Kings at 135 East Main Street in Circleville, June 22nd from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Gates open an hour before, and this is going to be a good time. There's food trucks, there's music, and it'll be a lot of fun.
And it's this Saturday night.
Yes, it is.
And it's that time of the year again to submit your photos for the Baby Photo Contest at adina.org/baby contest. All proceeds go to the Pioneer Center. Deadline for submissions is July 19th. Voting will be August 3rd through the 10th at the Ross County Fair and online as well. This is always cool. I remember when they started doing this, and Dr. Villarreal, who's along with Dr. Ader many years ago, delivered most of the babies here in Ross County. And so he would come into the radio station and we would do a little segment talking about this. So they want you to submit those baby photos. And for him and the many other folks who deliver babies, it gives them a chance to go back and walk through and see these babies on display and kind of reconnect with them as well. And I want to say when Miss Amelia was born 5 years ago, Dr. Villarreal had delivered her. And at that point in time, I think there were maybe 3 or 4 babies born that day, all in the same time in the same hospital.
Wow.
So it's an interesting life that these doctors and nurses and the people who are in those birthing rooms experience. They see that life for the first time. And can you imagine meeting the doctor who delivered you?
I think I have before.
Is that right?
I don't remember the interaction.
I helped you get your first breath.
Yeah.
Smacked you on the bottom, and next thing you know, you're screaming.
When I was a baby, I won the Frankfurt Sunflower Festival baby contest.
Did you really?
Cutest baby contest. There were 2 participants, including me, and the other one was crying, so I didn't have much of a competition, but I did win.
Well,
I have a medal.
For the quiet one.
Yes.
So he's been chillaxing ever since. When
Yes,
you
I
see
have.
him off air, he's got his feet up and everything. He's like, you ever see the Monopoly chance card in which Mr. Moneybags is sitting back behind his desk and he's got his feet up on the desk and he's got the cigar and that's pretty much Aaron at all other points in time here in the studio.
That's true. And finally, in news, the next Superload is approaching today. Number 12, rolling on to State Route 104. And you can find details at transportation.ohio.gov/Superload.
Is the biggest of them so far. This is, I think, if I remember from what I read yesterday, 910,000 pounds.
That's big.
It's 200 some feet long and about 23 feet high. So they are moving extra slow with this one. As you can tell, this film is kind of sped up a little bit. But this will be making its way through here probably tomorrow or Tuesday. Because I don't know that tomorrow is Tuesday.
Yeah. Yes.
Either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know what kind of progress they're going to make today compared to the other ones.
Right.
The other ones have been coming through here and we've missed them.
Right.
But this one
is going to be slow going.
It'll catch your eye. It certainly will. All right. Coming up in a moment to look at sports. But first, these words from...
You did not give me a lot of time to find it.
I'm sorry. Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call. If you've got a project going on at your business or a project at home, you need a dumpster, give a call to Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
It's time to get serious about your lawn. It's time to step up to the best mower brand money can buy. For nearly 4 decades, Skag has been the easy choice for lawn care professionals. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best when it comes to mowing your lawn. There's sure to be a Skag model that's perfect for your yard, big or small. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Visit your local Skag dealer today. Skag, simply the best.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Just been following the Superload with Matt Bruning on social media, and about an hour ago they were lifting up the cables at Portsmouth along 52 and 23, getting ready to head north. So they very well could be making their way up to Piketon and Waverly as we speak. So they may make it through this area today.
Maybe.
So, and I think they're going to stay. I'm guessing they've stopped in Chillicothe at the Ross County Fairgrounds every time they've come through. So I assume that's going to be the same case. All right, on to sports for you today. We're going to start with the Chillicothe Paints. The Paints swept their Sunday twin bill from Johnstown, a 2-0 decision in Game 1, and then taking the nightcap 10-4. I believe today is an off day for the Paints. I'm back at it again tomorrow. Following a Friday win, the Reds dropped the next 2 games in Milwaukee in close ball games. They fell 5-4 Sunday after holding an early 3-1 lead. And I believe it was a 3-1 decision on Saturday as well. Now they move on to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates tonight. And still, they're in like second or third place in the National League Central Division. Guardians dropped a 7-6 decision to the Blue Jays yesterday up in Toronto. They return to Cleveland soon. In fact, I'll see them play the Blue Jays Saturday in Cleveland.
Nice.
With my buddy Don singing the national anthem.
Yes.
Bryson DeChambeau is the U.S. golf champion, U.S. Open golf champion at Pinehurst North Carolina. Congratulations to him. He's arching back to show somebody didn't throw a club and hit him in the back here. He's celebrating victory right there. And Game 5 of the NBA Finals is tonight. Boston is up 3-1 in their lead against Dallas. They just wanted to wait and win it at home.
Yep.
So they will
That's exactly what it
play
was.
tonight. This date in history on the way in just a moment as we will talk about a statue. Details next.
Yes. Litter quality propane online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Speaking of freedom, we will, at some point here in the next week or so, talk about the freedom that we experience thanks to the Independence Day.
Yes.
But we want to talk about liberty today on this date in history. 1885, the dismantled Statue of Liberty. Now, the one you're seeing here is the assembled Statue of Liberty. A gift of friendship from the people of France to the people of America. It arrives in New York Harbor after being shipped across the Atlantic Ocean in 350 individual pieces packed in more than 200 cases. Can you imagine what that might have looked like? For some reason, it seems I can remember seeing like the torch being either uncrated or coming here on a ship, and you could see that part. Maybe that's my imagination. I don't know. But it seems like that was the case. And I've never been up inside. I've only seen this from Battery Park and from an airplane. I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. My brothers and sister, however, when they were in the Teays Valley Cadet Band as junior high students, they got to go up inside and look out of the
torch, right? Or the headband.
There's windows you can look out. And at one point in time, you used to be able to go up, I think, in the torch itself. But as it aged, there became hazardous situations.
Right. It's also not the same color that it used to be. Because it's made of copper. So it was probably the same color as a penny, right?
Well, it's a mixture of copper and what was the two?
Iron.
And I think just being there by the sea air in the whole deal, it's just through the aging process.
Yeah.
Just like you see a penny turns green.
Right.
We see, I can't picture the Statue of Liberty not being green.
Right.
You know, but they have gone through and they have restored. I remember it was around bicentennial time. They started restoring it as best they could and washing it and the whole deal. I don't know that it's ever been copper per se.
Right.
I don't think we've ever seen that. But she has been a landmark in New York City's harbor since 1885.
I kind of have an irrational fear of giant statues like that. And I know the Statue of Liberty isn't that big.
Is that only from watching movies?
I think so, because like Ghostbusters 2, that scene.
Yeah, where she's walking through.
Also, the shot in Titanic when they arrive in New York and she just comes out of the fog. That's a scary shot to me. It just looks eerie.
I like that shot.
Yeah, it's good, but I think evokes a different emotion in me than it probably is supposed to.
I think the first movie I ever saw the Statue of Liberty make an appearance in was The Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
And where Charlton Heston is there on the beach, and all you can see is just like the hand and the torch and the wrist coming up out of the beach.
That's a great plot twist.
Yeah, it really is. And then later, I can't think of the name of the movie. Wasn't Storm of the Century, but it was a winter time scene in New York City where the weather goes completely bonkers and New York becomes a frozen landscape.
Right.
And the same thing with the Statue of Liberty. Icicles off of it and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, all right. That's enough on that. Coming up, we've got another special edition of Litter Media Live, and that's going to be with the folks raising money for the Ross County Humane Society. And this is Dueling for Dogs.
Yes.
We'll explain all that coming up with Jan Nussbaum will be here along with my buddy Mike Haller. We'll try not to make it a comedy show, but you never know what's going to happen whenever Mike Haller shows up. Well, there for a long time, you did know what was happening when Mike Haller showed up. It usually means they were carting a body away.
Oh.
But this is all in jest, of course. But earlier today, we also had a chat with Steve Neal and Julie Bolin talking about the Ross County Community Action Resource Center, which is down on Eastern Avenue, just south of we here at Litter Media. And they opened it up back in December. Eastern Avenue Lumber made it available, and that's the new home for the folks who are homeless and getting those people back on their feet again. And I was amazed to hear the numbers that they have had upwards near 87 people staying there at night. But they've also managed to help 57 people just this year find homes and permanent housing. So that's great too. So if you want to find out more about that, you'll find details on our website and also on our YouTube channel, Litter Media. Just type in Litter Media and click the bell and subscribe. And that way when we upload something new, you get notification that there's a new show on there. So for Aaron Glandon, I'm Dan Ramey. Mike is back tomorrow. I'll not be here tomorrow. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you soon here on Litter Media.